I think it's, one thing we talked about this in this world of AI and gaming and all that, you guys need to just see that there are other people like you guys. When I talk about being content creators, Chace, Sage, and Mike are real examples of, they want to be content creators. Remember I told you about you want to own it, right? Aren't you a believer, right? You want to own it. And what you're going to be looking at are individuals who actually believe in owning what they do about it. They have their shows, they like games, but they're just, I always say, they're just like you guys. Difference is, we're gonna keep helping your dreams come true. So I'm gonna get out of the way, because they get to do all this talking, and, Shane, Ms. Paul is gonna be in here, so I'll call you back in, but, you guys, get introduced, and they're gonna ask you some questions. Y'all know how we are, participate, right? Especially as a gamer, because we, playing, 8-year gamers, so we'll be able to do that, all right? So I'm gonna let, Michael introduce himself, well, I'm gonna let Chase and Sage introduce themselves, then Michael will introduce himself, all right?
Have a great show, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for inviting us. As you guys probably know, my name is Chase. I'm 14 years old. I'm a rising freshman. And last year I took a class at Duke University. My name is Sage Coke. I'm currently 12 years old in the 6th grade. I currently live in Cary, North Carolina. My favorite color is green. My favorite food is pizza. And my favorite video game franchise is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Michael, will introduce yourself?
My name is Michael Reese, and I play video games like Valorant, Fortnite, and Minecraft.
And
All right.
where are you ranked in Valorant now in the nation?
Number 4.
Ranked fourth in the nation, and Valorant. So, all right, Shane, and Valorant. So you gotta play Fortnite, you play Valorant. So you're ranked fourth in the nation. So, all right, so, Chase, Sage, Michael, why don't you, ask one of the questions that Chase and Sage? This is meant to be where, just ask them questions, what are they into? You got some gamers in the room, and they're on it. So, talk about their careers and some of the things that you guys know that's important about being in this field, how important it is to be in this field. So who wants to start the question off? Chase, Sage, Michael, who wants to kick it off?
Well, I can start. And
Okay.
before we can truly get into what makes esports important, I think we should talk about where esports began. So, and actually, it started much earlier than I'm sure a lot of you guys thought, going all the way back to 1972. How about you share some, Sage? All right. Well, esports all started back at a gaming competition in October of 1972 at Stanford University. All the students at Stanford competed in a game titled Space Wars, and the winner of the competition won a 1-year subscription to the Rolling Stone magazine. Although at the time they didn't know it, this one gaming competition stemmed the entire esports industry, inspired many other companies to do the same and make their own competitions. Moving on, in the 1980s, many video game companies such as Atari hosted their own tournaments. For example, in 1980, Atari hosted a Space Invaders tournament that had 10,000 participants, where people would compete who has the highest score. Now, although there was no prize in that tournament, it still cultivated a very large audience, 10,000 people. Moving on, in the later 80s, 1989, many video game companies that start implanting leaderboards and high scores in their games to make people competitive by themselves. So there aren't any actual tournaments, but just amongst themselves, they would compete for who has the highest score. Moving on, in the 1990s, video games started implementing one-on-one battles so people could battle each other in video games. Unlike before we saw in the 80s, people would just compete in a game to see who has the highest score. But now people could actually battle each other. And it really helped that home video game consoles where you could play video games at home really blew up at that point. A lot of people had a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis where they could play games like Street Fighters or Mortal Kombat, really get the competition started. Later on in the 90s, online gaming also started to become a thing, and actual esports leagues In 1997, the Cyber Athlete Professional League was created. And although at the time it wasn't popular, it grew to become a very popular and big league. As well as that, people are now able to chat with each other on online chat boards, making gaming worldwide now, as people can talk to each other from America or in Canada and just about anywhere that has internet. Moving on to 2000s, and even more esports organizations were created, such as MLG Gaming, also known as Major League Gaming, created in 2002. Major League Gaming, as well as some other esports organizations, are what really made esports popular. MLG Gaming was one of the first popular esports companies to be hosting tournaments and giveaways, as well as many other esports and gaming related events. And they just truly helped shape the esports industry as a whole. Yes, the start of the modern era of esports, where people could compete for a lot of money. Then, in the 2010s, is when Twitch and some other streaming platforms where people could play games were created, such as Twitch, which really opened up the gate to gamers and other esports players as they could show their recordings online and it could show their skills, tips, and tricks, and could have virtual tournaments and competitions. Raise your hand if you like Twitch.
All right, who likes Twitch? Oh, we got a couple in here. Twitch, all
Okay.
right, we got a couple Twitch accounts in here. Is everybody on Discord? All right, everybody's on Discord. Michael, Chace, and Tay, everybody's on Discord. So they will give you all their Discords there. You guys can join and follow them on Discord as well, and their social media pages. So let me ask you, Chace and Tay, so you guys just heard the history of how long games really been around. You know, me and Ms. Grella all those talk about it back in the 70s, 80s. So, you know, what you guys see are PlayStations and Xboxes now, but it's been around for a long time. The only difference is now you're having people like Michael, Chace, and Sage say, hey, you can create a lot of content, whether you be a streamer. A lot of people think they can be a YouTube star, but there's so many different ways to make money in gaming and in different things like that. Let me switch gears for a quick second. Michael, any questions you have, for the audience?
What kind of games do you guys play?
All
Well,
right, somebody's raising their hand, so Chase, they're gonna answer for all of you guys, all right? So, in the back, Michael's question, what type of games you guys play?
Call of Duty Warzone.
Huh? Call of Duty Warzone is one. All right, hold on, go ahead.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, we heard Mortal Kombat, guys.
Okay.
Okay, Overwatch, Madden, Call of Duty, NBA 2K. Any? All right, so we got a couple NBA 2K, we got some Madden, we got Mortal Kombat, I didn't hear that one yesterday, that was good. And we got some COD players as well, guys. So, you know, yesterday we showed them how important, they watched a video on Rocket League. We showed them, Chase say to Mike how important it is that you also can be the voice behind games, right? And how you can also make the music behind games and be a content creator. You guys want to talk, Michael and Chase say you want to talk about how important it is. Chase and Sage, Michael talked about how you play, you know, when you're playing you play against players overseas and all that now, right? Which is good, 1-to-1. Can you guys talk about how that builds a community? Michael, how important is gaming to you? You know, like you got your own community when you're playing games. Like, how does it make you feel? Chase and Sage, can you guys talk about how the industry builds community of all people, of all colors, and all genders? So, Michael, how do you feel when you're playing the game? Like, do you feel like you're in your home world?
I feel like when I'm playing games, it's just a way to disassociate from problems. So I think it's just fun.
Got it? Kind of dissociate. Anybody else feel that way when they're playing? Like it helps them get away from stuff? Yeah, got a couple of people. Okay, raise your hand. Yeah, they help you kind of get away from stuff. All right, guys. So Chase and Sage, we got a couple people raise their hands. So gaming helps them. Good question, Mike. Helps them just get away from stuff that may be bothering them. Y'all want to talk about the importance of that?
oh no, I do. Gaming is an amazing medium. It's similar to movies in the sense that it lets you to escape into a reality where anything is possible. But the difference is that gaming is interactive. And personally, I think that gaming, because it's interactive, opens the door for so much more than, as I mentioned, even movies. My favorite video game franchise is Super Smash Bros. My first Smash Bros. Game was in 2014 with Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Back when I was younger, I used to lose all the time. I battled against Sage and my dad, and most of the time I lost. And so I decided that I'd search up how to get better at the game. And I watched people battle to learn tips and tricks from people who are like me, who just want to become better in a video game. And after all that practice and seeing different people's opinions and how to play the game, I eventually became the Super Smash Bros. Champion of the house. And so, really, video games just allow you to take a break from whatever is happening. Studies show that people who have depression when playing video games, it's a coping mechanism for whatever they're dealing with. So, it's really important to teach people that engaging in video games is actually good and not a negative, as sometimes they like to portray it as.
I like that, great answer. So let me ask you guys something. You guys can ask them. Anybody, raise your hand. How do you feel when you're playing games? Like, what does it do for you? Right? Speak up, speak loud so they can hear you, you know? I mean, anybody, there's no right or wrong answer. Go ahead.
It made me feel like I'm being challenged.
He said it makes him feel like he's being challenged. Okay. Any other answers from anybody else? What does gaming do for you? How do you make you feel? Like a winner? What? I mean, okay, I'm hearing nod, right? Go ahead.
It makes me feel like I could take on anything.
He said gaming makes him feel like he can take on anything. All right, we got another answer in the back. Go ahead, speak up so they can hear you guys.
Especially when I feel like matters, makes me feel like I can do whatever I want and like, be somebody, I aspire to be.
Okay, so he plays football. So that's why he plays Madden. So he said Madden helps him think about somebody he aspires to be, and that may need to be a pro player or somebody he looks at. All right, we got another answer in the back for you guys. Go ahead.
You know, play it back, focus on.
He said gaming helps him focus on the dream that he's focused on. So, whether Sage, Chace, or Michael, either one of you guys can speak on that about how being focused, staying focused on your dreams or your grades and all that's important. Michael, you wanna talk about, like you're working on all these designs and stuff. Do you wanna share with them how important it is to stay focused on your schoolwork and all of that? Can't hear you.
I'm still thinking.
So does gaming help you stay focused more?
I mean, yeah, gaming helps me stay focused on things like my grades because I know if I get good grades, I can come home and benefit from it on the game.
Video games definitely do help some people stay intact, stay calm. But I feel like that person shouldn't stay focused entirely on video games. There should be more so of a balance between games and school so that they can have fun, but at the same time, they don't fail in school. Yes, balance is key, but video games help shape that balance because even after you're done playing the video game, if you play video games a moderate amount of times, studies have shown that you begin to develop skills in creativity, teamwork, cooperation, focus, all these things just from playing video games. Because when you're in a video game, what are you focused on? Most times you're focused on winning or being a boss that's really hard. These skills could be transferred into your day-to-day life. And focus is just one of the key things whenever you're doing anything, whether it's getting good grades or playing a sport, getting good at it, or winning in an esports competition. And these skills can be developed when you play video games, which is why it's important.
Yeah, that's good. Look. Michael, any other questions? Yeah, I think you have a couple more questions.
Is there any sports that you guys play?
Oh, okay, we got a couple hands, all right, Chase, say, there, raise your hand, we're gonna see how playing other sports tie into what you guys just answered, okay, so stay there with us. All right, so we got a bunch of hands raised, okay, all right, so we're gonna get the sports, and then I want y'all to remember the sports, and then y'all try to tie that in to the physical part and mental part, okay, got it? All right, right here, what sports do you play?
Basketball, football, and baseball.
He plays basketball, football, baseball, hold that thought, guys, all right, remember that, all right? Soccer, okay, she plays soccer. She plays soccer, softball, and basketball, okay?
Baseball and wrestling.
Baseball and wrestling, wow, that's a new one, okay?
Baseball, football.
Baseball and football over here, next.
Basketball, football, baseball, wrestling.
Okay, this guy play everything, you got basketball, football, wrestling, and track, okay, all right. All right, oh, we have our superstar again, oh, not there, camera, hold on. Hold on. May I have you move on over here? And get y'all over, slide up, there you go, slide up, get her in, get her in. That's our rock star. Okay, come on in the camera, get in the camera so they can see, there you go, all right, there you go, all right, which one do you play?
I play every sport, but now I'm playing softball.
She plays almost every sport, now she's playing softball, okay, in the back. Every sport.
Every.
Football, and wrestling.
Football, baseball, and wrestling. Guys, Michael, Chase, Sage, what I heard was a lot of sports that require eating properly, getting plenty of rest. Right, Michael? You know, what's the truth about getting, sleeping and all that good stuff, and exercising, right? So, Michael, I know you'll be trying to play football. Can you talk about the importance of working out, keeping healthy, and Chase and Sage? Can you all guys talk about all these sports about that balance? What I heard you guys talk about, right? How important that is. So, Michael, you want to talk about how you're working out and how they think gamers gonna work out, right? Chase, Sage, and Michael, but you have to. Michael, I know y'all take you through your workout, so you want to talk about how you have to work out also to try to stay mentally and physically for all your other sports?
I like to do like a 30-minute workout and drink plenty of water or go on a early morning run just so I can stay fit and intact.
Water?
Yes.
There you
Staying
go. Go
fit,
ahead, James, you got it.
staying fit while playing video games is very important, much more important than I think a lot of people assume, because video games isn't just pressing a button all day, but it's forming a strategy, and a lot of it has to do with your mental. But to grow your mind and to actually become good at video games, you have to keep your body in check as well. So you can't just sit around all day, barely get any sleep, or you're dehydrated. What you should do is rest up. Make sure you drink plenty of water. And when you do that, I guarantee you that you'll be better in a video game than someone who's living an unhealthy lifestyle. Right. And as Michael and Isaiah and Chase were saying, there's also many ways too that you could stay healthy and fit whilst playing video games. Like Michael, what he does, you can work out, you can eat healthier, you could meditate. And there's many other things you could do too to keep a healthy and balanced lifestyle while still playing your favorite video games.
Yeah, guys, so Chase has mentioned the importance of meditating. And we still took you guys through the exercise yesterday about how, controlling your emotions and all that, right? So I want to just go back to that and think about, I wasn't in on that session. Yesterday, they went through a session yesterday afternoon about how you control your emotions and all that, which is really important. Because I have to hear this dude screaming a lot, clearly, y'all know, right? And I'm like, dude, who are you fussing at, right? But that's part of it. But always have to control your emotions, which he does. So let me ask you guys something. How important, based on like what you went through yesterday, how important is it to control your emotions when you're about to make a decision? Anybody? Okay, go ahead.
Because they can have a negative or positive effect.
It can have a negative or positive effect if you don't control the emotions, is the answer they just gave, guys. Is that true? Right? Which means then at that point, you could probably say something you didn't want to say to somebody to do something, but you don't want to do somebody now, you can't take that back, right? But now you feel like it hurt their feelings, or maybe you made a decision that now have really crushed some other things. So any other things from yesterday or about controlling emotions, how important that is, and staying focused. Any other things? So it's valuable, right? So that's valuable. So he spoke of the fact that, you gotta control your emotions, right? Chace saying to Michael, because otherwise you might make a decision that you can't come back from, right? And now you're like, man, why did I say that to him that way? Or why did I say that to my teacher that way? Or to my parents that way? And that, that really can crush some people's feelings. So I want the three of you to really talk in your own words about how important it is to control your emotions in and outside of the classroom, right? Because you want the world to see you in a positive way, which is what we just talked about. All right, Chase, say, Michael, whoever wants to start. The question is, share with everyone how important it is to control your emotions when you're making decisions, whether you're gaming or not, in and outside the classroom. Go.
Well, I'll start it by saying that controlling your emotions is very important, firstly, for yourself, because if you're really angry or really sad or have any extreme emotion, many times people make rash decisions simply based on their emotions, and they should actually think it through. But not only that, this becomes even worse when you're involved with a team. For example, if you're working on a team project, and let's just say that you didn't feel like working and so you didn't decide to help your team. Your emotions got in the way of not only yourself getting to success, but the rest of your team too. So whenever you're playing a sport or in esports, and wherever in any competition where it's team-based, controlling your emotions is even more important, I'd say, than it is by yourself. So you should be careful about how your emotions affect other people.
Hmm.
Say,
Emotions Emotions could even affect yourself. Emotions, and it comes to gaming, for example, if a person's mad they lost in a level of a game or an online game, they might break the remote or something bad like that, throwing the remote at the TV and breaking it. Outside of gaming, there's many other negative results that could happen from getting angry. For example, if someone, I don't know, if someone got mad that a fast food order wasn't right, they might go in and like throw the food at the worker there. Although that's a bit extreme, things like that have happened in the past and have resulted in people going to jail and getting punished in other ways because they didn't control their emotions and instead let anger and sadness control them, which is why keeping your emotions in check is a very important thing to do.
Mike, I'm gonna let you talk about how you control your emotions. Y'all know how many holes in the wall I done had to fix in my house, and how many, keyboards I done had to replace, So, Chase and Sage just talked about important. I know where you're ranked now in the nation so high. I hear you in that game room getting very intense. Sometimes you're mad with the other players, and then, right? And then I'll be like, yo, what did you just say in there? So I try not to go in that room ever, right? But can you talk about, like Chase and Sage just talked about that, about making a decision? Can you talk about when you're playing, how intense you get and how you have to back yourself down?
Sometimes I get a little rowdy, but I try to aim my emotions at the game because of how many times I've made mistakes, which caused me to have to replace something. So I just try to aim my emotions at the game so I don't break anything.
You guys? Question, all right, we have a question back from one of the instructors. Go ahead.
So my question is, what strategies have you guys used in the past to help you get your emotions in check when you're at that level, when you're already agitated or you're upset?
All right, so Chase, Michael, do y'all hear the question? She asked him,
Yeah.
what techniques have you guys used, or what type of techniques do you use to bring those things in check? So you can share with everyone. So Chase, say you want to start there, so Michael, think about some of the things we have to practice on, like breathe. Go ahead.
Well,
Chase?
whenever I'm upset in a video game, like Isaac was saying, I just want to take a deep breath first and think about what I'm going to do next instead of making a rash decision. That I think really helps whenever someone might be feeling upset or sad to just take a deep breath first and think about what they're going to do next instead of just reacting.
Hmm. Another thing a person could do, or another thing I've done, is if I just continuously lose and get angry because I can't beat something in a game, sometimes I just take a break at it, calm down first, and then try again some other time. So I can recollect myself and make some better decisions instead of getting angry and upset. We just take a break from it for a bit.
Michael, what do you do? What are some things you do?
Personally, when I'm playing like a basketball game like 2K and I keep losing, I just go outside and play basketball on my hoop because I know I'm gonna get upset and I don't want to make any bad decisions.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
So we heard a couple things, right? Take a break, right? All right, so what are some of the things that you guys do, that some of you guys want to share, some of the things you do? Again, you kind of take a break, walk away. Sometimes you're on that soccer field and you're like, man, I'm tired, but you got to keep pushing through, right? But you got to tell your mind, like, I need to take a break, right? So what is, all y'all play a lot of sports in here. So what do you guys do physically when your body and mind is tired? What are some of the things you do? Yes. Huh? They say they push through the pain, guys. Okay, all right. What's that?
I focus on something like tired, being sore.
They say he focuses on something other than him being tired or sore. So your mind is telling you, go for it. All right, what do you do? He said he goes to sleep. All right, well, we go over here. I heard another hand raised. All right. She goes to bed. Okay, any other hand? So they're getting rest, right? They're getting rest. I think that's important as well. So that you also have to keep short. So right, just you have to know that your mind. Look, your mind can tell you a lot of things, but your mind is the strongest thing you can have, right, guys? Your mind
Right.
will help you get through things in life that you will. Your body will say quit, but your mind will say keep going. But it is important to listen to your body as well, right? I think that's really important. So these are great things to look at. So also, any other questions, Michael, I think you have a Chace say, because I want them to make sure they continue to ask questions about, the important, you guys gave a lot of good, thank you all the information you guys gave about the industry. See, now y'all see how important it is being, and we say content creators. Yeah, you're talking about they got their podcasts, they got their, they're streaming, they're doing all these things. And that's important. So you can build a brand, right? So I'm gonna ask the question, Chace, Sage, and Michael, how important is it for you to build a brand a positive brand on social media? Let's use that word, a positive brand. All right, Michael, you answer first?
I don't know.
Is it how important it is to have a positive brand? So that, people look at you in a positive way on social media. Chace, Sage, come back, we jump back to Michael. So think about that. Go ahead.
I'd say that having a positive brand is one of the most important things about a career. In the past, people, their entire careers have been ended because they did something with bad publicity. So just keeping a good image is a very important thing to do. It's important to how people perceive you, if people are willing to buy products from you, and just the way everyone will think about you. So keeping a good image is one of the most important things that I think about being an esports player, or having a company, or just anything.
Great answer. Chace, you want
Thank
to
you.
answer that? Michael, you want to answer that?
Yes.
Agree?
Let me just say that not only does posting online positive content give you a good image for how other people see you, but it also keeps yourself in a positive state of mind as well. I would say that in terms of keeping your health, it's much better to post positive content and be happy about what you've done or proud about it than to be a scummy person or someone who just doesn't care. Yeah? But then they haven't achieved anything. I'd say it's very important. A lot of people want to make a difference in this world, and I think a really good way to do that is by posting content of whatever they're passionate about or whatever they know best. In our case, esports or gaming. For some people, it could be anything like planting trees,
driving cars, reviewing cars, really anything.
Yeah, let me ask something, guys. Like bullying is really still is out there, especially in the gaming world, right? Because you don't know who's behind that screen who's talking a lot of stuff to you, right? So let me ask you guys something, then we're gonna ask Michael, Chase, Sage, when they feel that come out, how do they handle being able to report that? Because that's important to report that if you are being bullied, right, in any way. So I'm not gonna ask if anyone been bullied, that's your personal thing, but I will ask, when you see something like that happening, how does it make you feel? And what do you think the steps you should take in doing that, in reporting that? Anybody? The bullying's not nice. And anybody can hide behind a computer when they want to. Anything? How do you handle bullying if you see it happen when you're playing? Huh? All right, how do you handle bullying if you see that happening while you're playing one of the games? If you're seeing one of the players being bullied, how do you think you handle?
So I will always report, and then I will be one of the, for why they were bullying my exploit.
So he said they were reported, which is good. So, Michael, if you see bullying happening, how do you normally handle it? Chase and Sage, I have the answer to the same question. Michael, because here you are playing a lot of these tournaments, how do you handle it?
I usually just try to ignore it or mute the person who said it.
Ignore it? Do you report it?
Yeah, I always report it.
Always report it. Yeah, because that can kill, so that can hurt people. Chase, Sage, you guys.
When I
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
I come across bullying online, uh, normally it doesn't happen to me, but if it does, normally I just take a deep breath and report them. I try not to let it bother me because I know that what they say, however rude it is, doesn't really matter. But I do know that if I don't report them, they'll just go on to bully someone else. So I'd say the best thing to do is to report them. Hmm. Although I personally haven't been bullied myself, when I see online bullying in a game, normally I'd report the person who's bullying another player. I report them, try to find proof of them doing it or bullying someone. And in real life, I would probably tell a teacher or principal and also record the person, the bully bullying another person as evidence that they are bullying someone. So I think one of the most important things if you're trying to stop a bully is having evidence and proof so you can show they actually are a bully and not just false accusations and claims.
Great answer, guys. All right,
Thanks.
so we talked, like Epic Games and all these companies and all this stuff, we talk about being content creators, and they took the intro to esports course today, guys, and successfully have completed it. So congrats to them, you guys will give them a round of applause, yeah, they completed that, so great job, we're proud of you for doing that. So, this is your age group. I've been like helping drive some of the questions, but feel free to ask Chase, Sage, or Michael, anything that you feel that, because here they are doing exactly what you guys aspire to do as well. Play sports, they do all these other things, they work in this industry, but, sometimes you just want to just ask questions or if you have any, just say, hey, how do you guys balance it? Because it's a balance, schoolwork and all this stuff, that's a lot. Sports, gaming, schoolwork, then getting a job pretty soon, that's real life, right?
Mm, right.
So, so tell them, Chase has a job now, right? It's a balance, work, school, game, and you still gotta run a podcast. So basically you got two jobs, right? So feel free to ask any question about how they balance it. Anybody? Or did I just ask the question? Did I just ask the question? I think I did. So Chase, you're working now. And your job is running a company, just Sage, and your guy got the podcast. Can y'all just share the balance? How you balance that, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I balance it by making a schedule. I'd say that before I make any decisions about having a podcast on a certain day or doing stuff for school, well, it's the summer now, so we're out of school, but I'd say the most important thing, just if you're busy at all, is to make a schedule, know what you're doing on each day, and plan out exactly
what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So it just doesn't clutter up in your head. If you have to do this or that, just keep it on separate days and have a good schedule so you know where exactly you're going each day.
Dave, you wanna add anything to that?
Well, I think that having a schedule is definitely one of the best ways to keep a balanced lifestyle. A lot of people who don't schedule are overwhelmed by studying and tests and other responsibilities like their job and more. So keeping a schedule is definitely, I think, one of the best methods to stay balanced and calm when you have lots of responsibilities.
Like Michael, like you have online summer school now, and you want the game, and you got to work out. So how are you going, so Sherry, how are you balancing your schedule? You know, knowing you got school that started, and working out, and you still want a game. So how do you think, is that doing the schedule like what Jason said, Jason said also, the importance of keeping a schedule?
Yeah, it's important to keep a schedule, but I personally don't like have one. But I have to plan one out since of this new schedule that I have to make because of plans.
Oh, he's trying to balance his around gaming and school and everything. So schedule is important. Did we hear that, right, guys? Okay, so they nodded yes, they nodded yes, schedule, how important schedule is. So any other points back there from, yeah? Guys, the industry is a big industry, $3 billion industry, right? So it's a lot of opportunities out there. So Chase, Sage, and Michael, you guys want to talk about, Michael, I think you want to be, so Mike wants to be,
I have a
we
question.
have a question.
So where do you, the three of you, where do you plan to take this gaming? What are you aspiring to be a career, or what are you trying to do with it?
Yeah, where do you want to go, where do you want going to be in this field? Like,
Well,
your career, go ahead,
I think, or I want to take this is to um for now keep doing videos, keep people interested in learning about esports, but I think one of my biggest passions is starting a business. I don't know exactly what kind yet that will be, but if I ever have the opportunity as an adult, I would love to start a business surrounding one of my favorite hobbies, gaming. So I think I'm gonna continue doing this podcast. Hopefully get bigger audience, have more people learning, eventually maybe monetize the channel, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Jay? Okay, start business, awesome. Sage?
Well, I definitely want to keep doing this channel for a pretty long time. I don't think I don't know exactly how long we'll continuously do this channel. It I definitely have plans that I've been keep doing this channel and making videos that educate people for a pretty long time into the future. Not sure how long exactly. In the future, as a job, I don't think I'd want to keep doing this, as I'd preferably want to be a lawyer. But I do just want to continue to doing. I want to continue to make videos for our podcast to keep educating people about esports, metaverse, and more.
Michael, what do you want to do? Where do you want to take this speed? Where do you want to major in, all that?
I think I just want to become like,
Sit up a little bit. There you go.
I think I just want to become like more popular and then well known. But other than that, I don't really know yet.
All right. Software engineer, I think we brought up earlier, right?
Mm.
We're good. No, it's good. So this leads to colleges, guys. There are 618 colleges and universities in the US that offer full gaming content creator scholarships. MIT, Stanford, North Carolina State, Chapel Hill, Howard, Florida A&M, North Carolina A&T. So there's a lot of University of Florida, University of Kentucky. How about this? Not only do they offer gaming stuff, they offer athletes if you're good at gaming, they offer you athletic, they offer you a gaming scholarship and you still got a full scholarship on the football team in college. So this can take you somewhere. We have a writer in here, guys. She likes writing, right? And you know, like how important, we talk about writing scripts for games and all that, or just writing, being a good writer. Have someone that's singer, right? We talk about putting music in the back of game, their voiceovers and all that. Guys have a podcast, so technically they can put their voices inside something. So you see where all the careers can go? Right? Say something about him being wanting to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a lawyer to just handle athletes. You can be a lawyer that also represents content creators. Imagine getting that check from somebody who's making video games or something, how you're always representing them. That money will never stop. Never stop. Right? Merchandise, creating a merchandise line and how you can make money creating a merchandise line. Chace said, Michael, you got the Lace Bar Game merchandise line and how important that is to promote it. So I'll close on this as we're down to the last 5 minutes and I'll let you guys close out. Michael, can you talk about why you like wearing your merchandise and why you think it's important? And why you think it's important that you always show your brand? Chace and Sage, your guys talk about how important your brand is too. So Michael, can you talk about when you're wearing it, how important it is to wear your brand so people can see it?
I think it's important to wear your brand so people can notice it, maybe take a picture of it and probably try to Google it, look for it. And then it's just a good way to advertise without having to like directly speak to people about it if you're like shy like me.
Yeah, representing your merchandise, I think, is very important. There are uh, multiple different reasons why I think people should have merchandise when it comes to creating a channel. Because firstly, I talked about monetization, but that's not the only way someone could make money from their channel. I'd say the other biggest way to do so is through merchandise. And wearing that merchandise, I think, really shows how far you've come. The fact that you have been able to actually create something out of your brand. Sage and I just released a book. We don't have it physically right now, but it get released on Kindle. So we're really proud of that and happy that we have actual products that people could go buy and look at while also not being exclusively part of our content. But if we ever decide to make shirts or mugs or anything, I'd make sure that I wear it so people know that I'm the host of Esports Metaverse and Beyond.
Merchandise is definitely important for a video game, for video games or a podcast or anything really. Merchandise is one of the things that stands out the most about a video game or a YouTube channel. It helps really spread the word about it and makes it more popular. And on top of that, merchandise is one of the biggest revenues for many video game companies. And other just pieces of media, merchandise is one of the most is the thing that makes on the most money for companies. So merchandise is definitely an important thing that people should consider when they make a business or a game or anything. Merchandise is definitely an important asset to consider.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. Who are some of your favorite games? Any favorites? Got any favorite? Okay. Huh? TC Tag?
Y'all probably don't know this one, because it's the older one, like 2016, like Vanos Gaming.
What is it?
Vanos Gaming.
Bandos?
Vanos.
Bandos Gaming, one of the favorite, okay?
Typical game.
Huh?
Typical game.
Timber,
Typical game.
oh, did you say Temple?
Typical.
Oh, typical game. Oh, yeah, I know that one. Okay. All right, who else?
Wavy Mellow.
Wavy Mellow? Wavy Mellow is one of his favorite. Any other? I didn't hear no girl game in favorite. Wait a minute. We didn't touch that subject, but go ahead. Huh? Nadia. Nadia? Okay. Michael, who's some of your favorite ones you've been following? I know you follow a lot, but who are some of the top gamers you've been following, or you like, male and female?
I think one of my favorite gamers is Corey Kenshin, but he hasn't.
Oh, yeah. They're like, yeah, Corey, yeah, okay, keep going, all right, keep going, they like that, keep going.
there's like this one Valorant YouTuber. His name is Keo.
Yeah, okay.
And then I don't remember that many other people.
All right, what else we got? Chace, say,
Well, I'm subscribed to a lot of different channels, but I think I'd say one of my favorite channels was a YouTube channel called EvanTube that I used to watch when I was younger. That was like one of the first YouTube channels that I actually followed. They don't post as many videos now, but uh yeah, that was definitely one of my favorites. I think that Evan Tube HD, I would also say was my favorite. Now that I've got older and he posts less videos, I think I would say my new favorite gaming related YouTuber is Game Theory, also known as MatPat. Although he don't really play games all too much, he talks about video games and theories behind them. So I find that channel pretty interesting, and also Evan Tube, like Chase said.
so the gamers y'all named are those YouTube channels you guys are following also?
Yeah.
Pretty much, okay. All right, so pretty much, um, so we got some Roblox players in here, of course, and all that. Of course, they all love that. And, we showed them how much money they can make off of that, you know? They love the fact that they saw a 16-year-old make $1 million on Roblox, right? So I think we talked about the importance that, yes, you can make money off that, but own the content, right? Or create it, and then own it, and how important that is, so. All right, guys, they take you off from the 1970s, like information to tell you how gaming started in the industry in 1970 with Atari and all that. I didn't think all these little 13, 14-year-olds would know that, right? They just like you guys, see? But I think the thing there, what we've been trying to say, it is a business. But more importantly, have fun doing it, but also realize if you're a content creator like you said, and when you own it, it changes your life. You can monetize, you can make money off of it, but more importantly, you still can build a community. Again, I didn't hear any girl gamers. Nadia. Oh, Nadia, well, I'm sorry, I stand corrected, so that's very important. So, because it's important that we treat this industry where there's a good balance, because in the work world, you're gonna be working around a lot of different people, a lot of different cultural background, race, gender, all of that. So it's very important that when they talk about gaming, how Chace and Sage mentioned that earlier, that when you're building community, that when you get in the work world, see, because you're in this community, you're able to kind of adjust that you have to work around different people. That's important, right? Because there are people, look, there's billions of people in the world. This helps you connect to people you will probably never meet, but it will also help you later on in life when you're dealing with different people. You don't look at people judging them, you look at them saying, you know what? I don't want to be judged either. And this community helps me do that. So, Chase, Sage, Michael, I'll let you guys make your last closing comment. Any questions, further questions from them? You guys have some great questions. I love questions. Okay, we have another question. Go ahead.
Do you know a YouTuber named Fearless?
Do you know a
What?
YouTuber named Fearless?
What did you say his name was again?
Fearless.
Fearless.
But it has a 4 in it.
But it has a 4 in it. Michael, you know that one? YouTuber named Fearless with a 4?
I don't think I've heard of him. What type of content does he or she make?
Fortnite. He plays Fortnite.
Fortnite.
No, I don't. I don't really follow Fortnite content as much, since my favorite genre of video games, I think, are fighting games. And
Oh, okay, they say he's a Fortnite comedian.
oh, so like he pranks people in the game.
He plays Fortnite, but he's also funny.
But he's funny, but he plays whatever he's also funny with. Okay, got it. All right, we got another question over here in the corner.
It's like fearless. It has a 4.
It has a 4.
Fearless.
Oh, fear, 4 less, like fear, the number 4, then LESS. All right, so they'll probably look them up and see, so. But y'all seem to like them. These are 2 twin brothers, so obviously they like them, so they all seem like, that's good. All right, any other questions, anything? Yeah, Michael got homework to go do, so. All right, any other questions? All right, go one more. All right, go ahead.
So what type of content do you post, or do you YouTube?
We post videos. We post videos on YouTube, mostly podcast style videos where we talk to different people and to get behind the look scene at gaming or esports, the metaverse, or anything else beyond that. So yeah, that's mostly what we post. So we have a few shorts, videos, and we do have some cool, unique things. So aside from that, one of our first videos was a Legoland video, and we have a few more upcoming ones.
Mm-hmm. Like Chase was saying, on our show or our podcast, we mostly just interview people that are in the fields of esports, metaverse, gaming, and just beyond that point.
Hmm.
So that's just about the things we talk about on our podcast / YouTube channel.
Michael, where do you like to post that? I know you're on Discord a lot. Where do you like to post that?
I usually don't post, but my friend usually streams on Twitch, and I usually just collab with him, and that's about it.
Watch. So, no, so it's good. So you can collab, right? And so, look, you gotta make sure that when you're out there playing this, you gotta watch your back, right? So, and I think it's important that, when you're on Discord or anything like that, you're talking, so. Hey, you guys wanna go and share, how they can reach you guys on Discord, Michael, you wanna give your Discord or type it up there, or you wanna, they can probably find you on Discord. What's your Discord handle?
Well, actually, I don't really use Discord that much. We are on YouTube, Esports Members and Beyond, and on Twitter, Esports
Hold
Members.
on, Chase. I'm letting them write this down. All right. Pause this. I'm sorry. So write this down. This is how you can reach them, right? Chase will say how you can follow them on YouTube. All right. Now repeat again, Chase. Go ahead.
Yeah, on YouTube, and I said on Twitter.
Oh, and
I
Twitter.
think we
Okay.
have a few episodes on Spotify as well.
All right. And the name of it again?
Esports Members and Beyond. And
Oh,
we have a new book called Level Up to Greatness too. You can find that on Kindle.
Esports, Metaverse, and Beyond. Hey, can y'all do it y'all do it together for the show so they can see how you guys do it? Go ahead. Chase and say, watch this, guys. Watch this. Go ahead.
Esports,
metaverse, and beyond.
Yeah. Michael, I thought I saw your site. Can you call it out? Now you can find Michael on IG as well, but what's the Discord again?
I typed it in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. All right, so let me see if I can find it here for you guys. Oh, here it is. Okay, is that TENZIE?
Yes.
All right, Michael Discord is TENZIE. TENZIE. And I found you find him on, like, so the CEO Blaze Fire Games, he's on there and that, so, yeah, they're following Discord, all right, they got it, Michael. So they are putting it in, Chase and Sage, they got you guys written down, your YouTube channel and Twitch, Esports, Metaverse, and beyond, and I think that's pretty cool. All right, any other questions, guys, before we let y'all take a break, and, we've had on it for over an hour plus, so let's go ahead. I think they've held on, so, any other final questions? All right, you guys want to give them a round of applause? Got a question. Yeah, one more question. Do you take pride in what you do? Oh, their question is, Chase, Sage, and Michael, a great question to end it with. His question was, do you guys take pride in what you do?
Oh, I take pride in what I do. I think it's great that Sage and I have this podcast because we can share just all the information that we've accumulated over the years in gaming and share it with other people while also talking to other leaders in the esports industry and compiling it all onto our channel. for people to learn about it. I'm truly grateful that we've had the opportunity to do this and share it with people like you guys.
I definitely take pride in our podcast, considering I can just share all the interesting information I know with other children around the world. On top of that, too, just not since there's really just not as many people in this field around our age, I just think it makes it even more special. Just feel proud to share information with everyone else and to even just learn more information from interviewing interesting guests too. So I surely definitely take pride in our podcast.
Michael, you take pride in what you do?
Yeah, so I take pride in being number 4 on the leaderboard and being an inspiration and a coach to some people.
Right, inspired. That's what you guys will do and continue to do as well. So, all right. I just want to thank you guys, the Blaze Fire Games, Chace and Sage with Esports Networks and Beyond their company. From Michael's CEO of his company, and these are the other CEOs as well of their company, Chace and Sage. So, guys, can you give our speakers a round of applause? And to Chace and Sage and Michael, you guys can give them applause for listening to you guys talk about from 1970s all the way up. I learned some stuff. So, all right. Good job. So, all right, guys, I don't think we have any questions from the back or anything like that. Brother, thank you for the question earlier. That was a great question. And, I just want to say to North Carolina, to Minnesota, guys, thank you so much. And, I'm sure they're enjoying it. And we're gonna go ahead and let them take a break. So have a great afternoon to the rest of you. Chase, Sage, and Michael, and thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
You
All right, signing off.
all right, bye. Thank you for having us here today.
Thank you. It's been an honor.